Well, aren't we in for a bit of a doozy of a day? So cheers to Daryl from Balranald for organising this one for me. We've got to have our work cut out today. So we got this loader, spent majority of its life dealing with fertiliser. So, we got, a little bit of a doughy tyre down the back there. Same on the other side, as you can tell. Just a small degree of surface rust. But she doesn't go. Well, as far as I know, it doesn't go anyway. And the isolator switch is rusted in, so we're not even going to bother trying. So we do have the right trailer for the application. So I got the super tilt with the winches and that sort of stuff. Hopefully it does just basically skull drag it fairly well, but we'll assess that one as we go, and make sure that we do it all safely. As you can see, we've got another tyre kicking out there as well. So I don't think it really matters how I go about this one. We're going to be whacking the oversized sign up because... she's not going to end up engaged, I don't reckon. There you go, there's the isolation switch. That won't do bugger all. Get the tilt right under the tyres, whack the winches on it, and see how it plays out with the strain on that. They're big, bloody, strong winches on this, so it shouldn't have too much of an issue once we get it onto the metal. It should sort of drag a little bit there, and hopefully we can get her on, whack a couple of chains on, a few flags, that sort of stuff, and get this back down to Balranald. All right, let's give it a go, eh? So the winches are out, she's all chained onto the tie down points, and so she's about the best that we've got over to this point. Now this is dangerous work, obviously, so we've got to stand back just in case something does go wrong in regards to a winch snapping, a chain, if it does work. It's going to be a lot of trial and error basically to do this. So we'll get a bit of strain on the winches to begin with and see what the machine wants to do, and then we'll reassess it, I guess. Okay. There you go, so far so good. Those wheels want to turn, so this should be happy days actually. So there's not a great deal of stress on these winches at the moment, or the chains. She does want to come, so we'll just keep working it up, one winch at a time a little bit to try and get it centre where I want it. And then once the bucket's sort of getting there, we'll chuck a couple of tyres under and try and not get that to scrape metal on metal and those sort of things. Try and protect it as much as we can. But I'm pretty happy with where this is at the moment, that's for sure. Yeah, bugger. Did exactly what I was worried about it doing, and that's because we've got a flat on this side that wants to drag and the other side's happy to roll. So, the way that I get myself out of this one to try and make sure that it's straight on the trailer is I'll actually undo these winches and cross them over the other way. So that top winch over there will actually pull on the left-hand side here and take it across. So I'll end up sort of zigzagging it the way up. Hopefully that'll work. But that should really be able to pull it back over that other way rather than that winch trying to do it on a straight line. So we'll unhitch all these, swap them over and give it another go. Well, that obviously didn't work, so let's try something else. I think we're fine once that bloody rim wants to jump back over, but as I say, trial and error. Doesn't want to play the game, does it? And sometimes you just got to learn your lesson, throw your hands up in the air and say, bugger it, someone else's problem. Nah, just kidding. You learn from your mistakes, And what I worked out is, you know, it just wanted to keep going that way, and it wouldn't have mattered how much I played with it. It wouldn't have got where I wanted, and then I'd have to find somewhere else to use a forklift and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to reposition myself now, get myself well over this way, so that way when it does want to walk, hopefully when it's up on the deck, it'll be a little bit more centre. The other big issue I've bloody got too is when I'll get it to a certain angle, the bucket wants to grab and into the ground. So I've got to cater for that one next time around, but let's jump in, reposition ourselves, and let's see if we can't get this old girl on, eh? Well, doesn't this feel like deja vu? But we're a little bit more over that way, which is different spot. Let's see how we go. Well, we're getting bloody close here. So the wheels are on the deck and so is the bucket. So what I'm going to do is actually level it all out, so that way I'm not really straining against myself and I've got a little bit of wiggle room. But yeah, I've just got to get that tyre on, straighten up the bucket. It's going to be oversized anyway because the bucket's just bee's dick too wide, which New South Wales and no oversized at night. Anyway, not getting into that one, but so yeah, we'll get her up nice and straight, play around with it then, but we're pretty close to getting it where we want it anyway. And that is all she wrote. That was definitely one of the harder jobs I've had to do over the years, that's for sure. It took every little bit of mathematics knowledge that I accumulated from my very limited time at school to work out angles with the articulation and all that sort of stuff with the loader. End of the day, the bucket was too wide anyway, so we had to run oversized. One of the rims on the other side because it's buckled out slightly over, but everything else is basically engaged as legal as possible. Now, you wouldn't bloody believe it. As I was gunning it up to Toowoomba to make it in time to pick up some very sensitive freight at this place, it's not that sensitive, it's a tyre changer. Oh, that's good for down-towing in tones. Get wheeled into the Dinmore pads, didn't I? You know, and there's the Transport Authority standing there, and oh, you would have thought that's almost bread and butter for those guys. But no, they had a good little look over and they went, oh, you've done quite well there, lad, and set me on my way. And so thanks to the lass in the office here at Excavation Equipment. When I rang them up, she said, "Don't worry, we'll stick around and you'll get your sensitive freight to get going." So thanks for that. But whew, that's it for the day, and I reckon I'm about due to have a shower and poke along to the border until the sun runs out. Hope you're having a great one, guys, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Catch us. Coming to the new Truck Whiz in 2023, trip planning and multi-drop functionality.